Welcome to the Mining Mum podcast. I'm Tegan, your host, and this is a podcast where I interview mining and resource professionals about their tips, tricks, and insights into the industry. So whether you're a seasoned veteran or trying to enter into the industry, this is the place to get some career inspiration. Welcome back to the Mining Mum podcast. I'm Tegan, your host, and today I've got a very exciting guest, Jordan. Jordan is the Managing Director of Barakee. She's also the COO of Max Plant and the newly appointed President of the WA Mining Club. So thank you so much for coming to join me today.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's exciting to be here.
Yeah, I'm so excited to chat more. Obviously, we've just met briefly prior, so I've got a lot of questions to ask you. More to what's your background and how did you get started in the mining industry?
Yeah, so I started in the mining industry 11 years ago now. My dad started a manufacturing company which manufactures crushing and screening equipment. I left school and wanted to be a social worker. My mum's a social worker. So Dad said, look, can you just give the business a year? If you hate it, you can go and do your own thing and be a social worker. And I gave it a year. I started as a receptionist and then worked my way up through sweeping the floors and so on into different roles throughout the company. And now 11 years later, I'm the succession plan to take that on.
Oh, that's such an awesome story. What do you think kept you wanting to stay in the business?
I mean, working with your family is pretty amazing. I'm really passionate. I never thought crushing and screening was my passion and building equipment, right? Manufacturing. But Dad creating something from nothing has really driven my passion to continue that going on the second generation. And the team around us, we've got some pretty amazing people that we work with. And the continual learning and challenges, but overcoming those challenges and becoming a better person yourself, but also as a business, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. There's nothing better than feeling like you're a part of something and seeing it grow. Yeah. And obviously, what was the first one? Striker and then Max Plant. Yep. Both of those you worked in more marketing roles. Did you do any study?
Yeah, so I did a Bachelor of Commerce at Curtin and majored in marketing and management. So I did that part-time whilst I was working in the company, which really helped me. Like I wasn't great at high school and kind of never thought I'd go to uni, but going to uni, but then actually applying that throughout the business really helped me achieve and succeed at uni.
So good. Yeah. And so you went into like marketing exec roles and then more into that strategic side. Yeah. How did you grow your, your skill sets in that strategic commercial side?
Yeah, the skill set through the strategic commercial side, look, a lot of it was opportunity as well as surrounding myself with good people, mentors, taking opportunities and doing different courses as well that help you learn, investing in yourself. But really, it was being able to, step into that role and have that opportunity.
So good. And you talk about mentors. I love it because I love the whole mentorship thing as well. Who do you have, other than, your dad's probably a very big mentor, but do you have other people that have shaped your kind of leadership journey or your career progression? And what is one of the key things that you've taken away from having mentors?
Yeah, look, there's definitely many people throughout my life. George Bohr could be one of the biggest mentors that's shaped my journey. He was my first mentor through the WA Mining Club, and that was my first introduction to the mining club as a mentee. We built that rapport and a really trusting relationship and had some big conversations around business, and it gave me a lot of advice. One of the biggest things I took was sort of, what if you don't do it? It's that anxiety of, I wouldn't do things, but he'd go, yeah, but what's the worst thing that can happen, Jordan? Yeah. Just do it. What they might say no, and you learn and you move on to the next thing. And some of the opportunities that I said yes to that gave some amazing outcomes through having that mentor and that relationship and believing in yourself, right? Showing up, and when you do what you say you're going to do, you build that trust with yourself a lot. So I really gained that trust in myself, which helped me grow throughout my career through that mentor relationship.
So good.
Yeah.
And you've taken a chance on yourself and an opportunity in creating Barakee, which is a Indigenous-owned rental company. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes, so, Striker and Max Plant. Striker's a manufacturing company, Max Plant's a project company, crashing and screening. And then Barakee's, it's an opportunity in the market, really, a sister company to our family businesses. And it's a rental company with the goal to become a training company. So we want to train operators on country in the future for crushing and screening equipment. So, we've got a lot of relationships and a lot of support through the industry. And it's been a great journey. I've learnt so much. I thought I learnt a lot in the family business, but then starting your own, I mean,
Yeah, I was just going to say, so what has been maybe one of the biggest lessons or challenges that you've faced from going from working essentially in the company, leading the company to now it's your own baby and, all those scary things?
Yeah, I think fail quick and allow yourself to fail. Don't hold on to it. And that's a lesson. No one gets it right the first time. But it's just quickly learn from that and go, yeah, cool, that made me a better person, move on to the next thing and surround yourself by good people.
Yeah.
I always want to be the dumbest person in the room.
Yeah.
So I'm learning from people and they're helping you progress to that next step.
Yeah, I love that. Definitely. And back to the mining club, which is super exciting. So we just talked about you've been the newly elected president.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
And so how you said you got in through the mentoring program.
Yeah.
Talk us through that process and then where the club has led you to where you are now.
Yeah. So again, an opportunity. I saw the mentor program, so I applied to be a mentee in it to build my network, but also my confidence in the industry and trying to become that leader through our business, seek mentors, and got accepted into the program and matched with George, who we spoke about earlier. Then started attending a lot more events, which, gave me anxiety. Walking into a room full of people that you don't know, it's a really anxious thing. But once you turn that anxiety into excitement, now I still get nervous walking into the room, but I love it. And I tell myself, this is excitement, Jordan. This is really exciting. So from a mentee, then put my hand up to be on the committee and members voted me in to be on the committee. I ran the marketing and communications for 4 years, which helped promote the club. And it's all about, the club's all about our members, right? And it's promoting the members and showing them the benefits so they get the best experience out of it. Because what the club's done for my career and me personally, I want everyone else to have that, right? So that makes me really passionate and helps with the marketing. The committee does such amazing work in all the different portfolios. Marketing's role to tell everyone, what they do and what opportunities you can receive from it. From that, then went to chair of the young professionals, which was really cool. Barry, Rob and myself were on that subcommittee. And we relaunched that to call it miners mingles instead of young professionals to really target experienced professionals and young professionals in the room to sort of have that cross-pollination and make sure we feel like one community.
Yeah.
And the young professionals are learning from the experience. The experience want to pass on their knowledge so much. And it's something I've been really fortunate to experience is having mentors and dad and people in our company passing on their knowledge. So it was creating that space, which we've created and sold out, event after event.
I'm coming to the next one.
Oh, good work, hon.
Yes.
Oh, look forward to it.
It looks good, yeah.
Should be good. Yeah, my mentor, George, is speaking at that one.
Cool.
About maximising your potential.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. So, from that, then really it was the president's role. So, got, nominated by the committee to be the president, which is very exciting. We've got a really, really strong committee, which is important for me to succeed and makes my life easy, right? When people are passionate and strong, it makes my life a lot easier. So I'm definitely excited to keep growing on what we've got. Don't change it if it's not broken. It's important to really listen to the members and do what is best for them, I guess, which I feel we're doing right now. But my door's open and I want to hear what people have to say about the mining club and how we can help promote people.
Yeah, no, definitely. Love the marketing, very people focused. Everything you see is about people, members of the month. It really makes it such an inclusive feel. And from my experience, like I just joined, just came to my first lunch. Honestly, like it was such a great corporate networking event. As soon as even when I first signed up, it was like straight away, Tim messages me, hi, wants to know more, like, very welcoming into that door when you first come in.
Yeah.
And then when I went to the actual event, everyone was so friendly. They're like, what do you do? What do you do? Like, how can I connect you with that person?
Yeah.
Which is not always an experience that you get at a networking event. So from my experience, it's been so amazing to be a part of that club. And I'm excited to have you as a, young female in the industry leading that. What kind of initiatives do you want to push forward?
I think, I know really for the club, it's about, we're educating about the mining industry and the positive impact it has from year nines and really connecting there. Then we've got the scholarship program, which goes into university students. Then it's the young professionals. Then from the young professionals transitioning into the experienced professionals and into that standard membership. So it's strengthening the start to finish of someone's career and really supporting them all the way through and connecting them all the way through is something that we've been pushing over the last, probably 3 years now. And it's been working really well. So growing on that and really focusing on that's important to us. That's a big focus of mine over the next year, as well as the members. It's all about the members. How can we connect you? What can we do to make the WA Mining Club, you feel a part of our community? Because it's a community, like you said, when you went.
Yeah. And for yourself, growing up in a male-dominated industry, especially probably in the crushing and screening side of the world.
Yep.
What was it like?
Yeah. Look, I've had a really amazing experience throughout the mining industry. Everyone's been really receptive at starting in a family business and starting anywhere. You've got to earn respect. You're never just given respect. And I think that's something I learned. It was really important. Dad, you were the receptionist and then you swept the floors. Like you earn that respect. And that was huge for my career to learn that from a really young age. Being in a male-dominated industry as a woman, I've had a really great experience. The opportunities that I've been presented have been amazing. People have been really receptive, passing on their knowledge. Yeah, it's been really positive.
Yeah. Me too, actually. And in that whole world of inclusion and diversity, speaking about, you leading an Indigenous business, wanting to promote the workforce on country, working on country, what are some of the key initiatives other than that you want to help promote in the mining industry? Yeah,
look, I think diversity, as you said, is really important. That diversity of thought to run any company or any organisation's really important. Like on the Mining Club Committee, we've got, by chance, it's 50% women and 50% men. We've got the experienced and we've got the young. So the diversity of thought and experience that comes into the room when you're having conversations and making decisions, there's things that I never would think about.
Yeah.
But there's things I'd never think about that I think about. So that's really, really important. And I think it's happening a lot more now organically. Like the Mining Club Committee, it was an organic thing. There was no push for it, I guess. It just naturally happened.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And you're so busy, right? You got a lot going on.
Yes.
How do you make time for yourself?
Very good question. Very good question. Look, I think it's important to remind yourself that if you don't look after yourself, there's nothing to give anyone else. And, you won't have a business if you don't look after yourself. So consistent reminders are important. And though prioritising, it's hard. You do put yourself last a lot when there's so much going on. But it's important to remind yourself that without you don't have any of that. You can't do any of that and you can't show up for other people. So you got to look after yourself first.
And one more question before we wrap up.
Yeah.
I've got actually 2 questions. The first question is overcoming your public speaking fear.
Yes.
So I saw you did a post, you didn't like to talk, and now, you're running, you're speaking to probably 400 or 500 people at a time.
Yeah.
What were some of the techniques that you learned to overcome that?
Yeah, practice. Practice makes perfect. The first time I spoke at the WA Mining Club was with George, my mentor. And it's like this, an organic conversation is, I'll just ask you a couple of questions on stage. You'll be able to answer them easy. We jumped on stage. He asked me a question that I knew the answer to, and I just stared at him. And he's like, anyway, I wanted to answer that one and took the floor. So I was so anxious and had that fear. But it's about getting outside your comfort zone and just doing it anyway. Again, what's the worst that can happen? Some of the techniques is trying to turn that emotion of fear into excitement.
Yeah.
Like I tell myself, before I get on stage, my heart's still racing through my mouth. You can feel it, but you get on stage and you go, it's excitement. Don't be fearful. Like, use it as passion. You care. So, really just try to change that thought in your head to use it as excitement and help drive you and get the message across.
I love that. Yeah. I definitely think that's such a good technique, turning that nervousness into that excitement. Yeah. Because it can sometimes be a little bit overwhelming.
Oh, 100%. Oh, yeah, definitely.
And lastly, before we wrap up today, what would be your one piece of advice for anybody listening that might be wanting to get into the industry or seeking career development, wanting to join the mining club, wanting to start their own business, anything to do with your journey? What advice would you give them?
I think, what have you got to lose? Just do it. What have you got to lose? You don't know what you don't know. So you're your biggest advocate. Yeah. Put your hand up for that promotion. Ask the question. Join the club. Get a mentor. Just do it, because you've got nothing to lose. Put yourself out there and say yes to opportunities.
I love that. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I'm so excited to be a part of the club with you as the leader. So thanks so much.
Oh, thank you.
If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to like and subscribe to our channel and also share with a friend so that we can continue to bring you more exciting guests each week on the Mining Mum podcast.